And you can take a taxi if you are, especially if you're mobility challenged, if you have a mobility impairment, to get to many, I know there are limits, but there are these cabs available, and you just pay the bus fare. So, and then the rest gets charged to social development. So now you can't go out and take it nilly-willy all over the place. But right now, a lot of those are limited to, I think, one doctor's appointment a month through social development and work, back and forth to work. But, you know, again, we don't want to open it up too wide because I know there would be people that take advantage. And I know that's always a concern of the government. But maybe the same way that we have bus passes, you could have taxi passes that allow you X amount of transit uses per month on it with the local taxi company to get places at the bus fee. That would be a possibility. In that handout, there are 2 examples of issues that are how they've tackled this in other areas. In more rural areas, they have had a van donated, or the government has helped them purchase it. It's then been retrofitted for ramps, and they have an online booking site. And you can book the van, and they will take, especially people that need to go from like Digby to Halifax for appointments. And they basically say, like, on such and such a date, we're going to do a big trip to Halifax. And people try to book their appointments on those days, which is not always possible. But again, the hospitals work with them and realize that like Tuesdays are the day the van goes from Digby to Halifax, and they book the appointments on Tuesdays for that community, and they get them there and back. And yes, you may have to wait at the hospital a couple hours in between, but it's still getting you there and back. Not perfect, but better than nothing, I guess. So there are options. It's not going to be an overnight thing. I think that this is where we have to talk to Nova Scotia a lot, because they have been working on this. They also have a very rural population, and they're working on making improvements. We also have groups like if you have to leave the province for healthcare, because that happens. For example, my specialist is in Nova Scotia. There's groups like Hope Air if you need to fly, if you need to take your child to IWK, that many people, including social workers, are not aware of. And they will fly a person for free and give you that one day of feeling special and feeling like the world isn't on your shoulders. And to get that for 24 hours is huge, makes a huge difference. And maybe money has to be thrown in for a while into the local transit systems to allow for longer route schedules, further route schedules, right, going further out into the outskirts to pick up people that have been displaced by gentrification, and recognizing that there's going to be a loss the first few years. But again, it's all about changing that attitude towards using buses, right? When I grew up, buses were dirty and bad. Buses are great now. Buses are better for the environment. Buses are cheaper, more economical. Good Lord, soon we're not going to be able to get vehicles because there's no microchips anyways for them. So we're going to need to be using the buses. So let's get them ready for when it's not an option, so that if we can really change that mindset of the benefits to carpooling and large modes of transportation, we are going to help not just persons with disabilities get out more often, but all persons in New Brunswick enjoy our beautiful province more often.
Thank you.